Hello and good evening. Welcome to this evening's news bulletin on Goa 365 with me, Marsha D'Souza. Security forces in the state went into a tizzy and the state put on a state of high alert after reports on a national TV channel of Goa having been one of the probable targets of the terrorists. The security at the Margao railway station was also beefed up after reports of bombs having been planted in the Ernakulam-Jaipur-Marusagar Express surfaced in certain quarters. The Railway Protection Force conducted a thorough search of the train at the Margao railway station. The bomb disposal squad as well as sniffer dogs were put into action while scanning the train. The luggage and the baggage of passengers was also thoroughly checked before the passengers boarded the train.
That on Friday we received a message from Sindhudurg saying that this train while going from Jaipur to Ernakulam will be targeted by the terrorists. So in that context, we had ordered security check. So this train stops at two stations in Goa, one at TV and one at Margao. So we had sent one BDS team at TV, the other team was sent here. So after doing the checking, the BDS team accompanied this train, did all the checking of this 21 compartment, came here. Then checking also was done here. Thereafter the train was escorted up to Karwa. All the train actually, there is no laxity in the checking. We are doing a normal checking for the other train which is going to Delhi also, going to Bombay also.
Some of the passengers expressed happiness and satisfaction over the tight security measures and also gave their views while speaking to us.
It should be done rather every time.
Okay. The bag
That is inconvenience little bit is there, like attaches should be put on some table so somebody can open properly and all. Means somebody has to hold and open the attaches or either on the floor and all. That is there. Means it should be, one table should be there.
चांगली वस्तुस्थिती आहे. प्रवास करण्याला जर सोपं होईल त्यांना समाधान वाटेल. त्यांच्या सुरक्षिततेला धोका राहणार नाही. असं कायम गाड्या चेक करीत राहा आणि शेवट आनंद वाटतो. जी घाण प्रवृत्तीची लोक आहेत त्याची समूळ नष्ट झालीच पाहिजे.
काय ना बरी आहे ना म्हणजे का बाबा बरे बाबा किती जाऊ शकना ना सगळी टाटले मग आम काय बरे भय ना करलो.
Panjim also saw a lot of activity by security agencies after the preparedness test call was given by the IGP Kishan Kumar. The PI of Panjim, Francis Scott, elaborated on the security arrangements in the capital Panjim.
See, we have activated our beat system and we have briefed our beat constables and beat officers of each beat. They have been asked to visit their concerned beats and verify the tenants who are staying, and if any new persons are come, then to get their tenants forms filled up, and any suspicious persons to be questioned, and if required then we also can arrest them under 41 CRPC.
Officials of the State Police Department were observed conducting surprise checks of vehicles, especially four-wheelers, coming into and leaving Panjim from Ribandar. The Vice Chairman of Task Force for the Regional Plan 2021, Architect Charles Correa, today submitted the draft Regional Plan 2021 to the Chief Minister, Mr. Digambar Kamath.
The task force to draft a new regional plan was constituted soon after the government scrapped the controversial Regional Plan 2011. The draft regional plan has proposed an eco-sensitive Zone 1, whereby areas of great ecological importance would not be touched under any circumstance.
We have arrived at an area of 54% of the total state area which would be covered under Eco 1. Eco 1 would be those lands which will not be allowed to be touched under any circumstances. The list of such lands like CRZ areas, non-developable slopes, forests, wildlife sanctuaries, mangrove areas, all these areas are listed which will come into your overview.
The draft regional plan also proposes to create a special category called heritage landscapes in order to protect heritage sites in Goa.
Looking at the beauty of the state, of preserving certain heritage landscapes. These are natural landscapes which the task force feels that should be preserved at all costs. They may come in Eco 1, may come in Eco 2, but these landscapes which have been mapped in whatever zone they may be, so they would actually come in Eco 1 and would not be allowed to be touched.
The draft regional plan also proposes a new national highway to connect the various talukas of the state.
If you can see, the national highway is in black, which it runs from north to south. We are proposing a new NH4 which would go into the hinterland. This would join the NH at somewhere close to Pernem, and it will go into the hinterland, into the talukas of the midlands, the Bicholim, Kurchare, Sankelim talukas come at Kepem and join at the national highway back at Bali.
The draft regional plan also envisaged new growth centers in order to decongest the already crowded coastal belts of the state.
And you could see wherever these roads meet, wherever there are junctions, wherever there are intersections, these are the areas which would develop as new growth centers for Goa. And due to this good transportation network, these growth centers would get the boost, would get the thrust to develop into good new areas of growth for Goa. You could see the blobs right from top. The uppermost blob is the Mopa airport, which the government proposes, and the highway would come out from there, and Pernem would have specialist blobs there, which would be growth centers. Then coming down, Kurchorem, Kepem would be growth centers. In between, Ponda would be a growth center. So
Task Force also proposes to double the rail network in the state.
Urges the government to double the railway track north-south on the Konkan Railway and east-west on the South-Western Railway, with local stations already developed and yet to be developed by the Konkan Railway and the Adi Railway to be developed during the tenure of this regional plan, so that a very strong commuter line could flow from Savantwadi in the north to Karwar in the south.
The draft regional plan also recommended reduction of the flow area ratio in the state.
We have identified villages as VP1, VP2, VP3, and FARs have been allotted accordingly. A reduction of FAR has been done. FAR of 200 has been eliminated. There were cases where suddenly a huge FAR change could be done and a huge building could come. In Panjim, in certain areas, give an example, along the coastal road in Donapaula, Miramar, Donapaula, suddenly you see a building coming up when the rest are all bungalows. This is because that person gets a 200 FAR. The task force has recommended that this 200 FAR should be eliminated altogether in Goa.
Briefing media persons Architect Korea said that the aim of the task force was to prepare a plan in a way in which the people of the state could understand easily.
So people can see all the way from their little house or their piece of land all the way up to the whole state. And that's never been done, not just in Goa, it's really not been done elsewhere, but Edgar knows more about that. It's not been done elsewhere. Goa is really the first, and it's an essential element. This transparency, this openness was 73, 74 to be operative, because it allows then people to see themselves where they are and their context.
The Chief Minister Digambar Kamath appreciated the work of the task force. After going to the Town and Country Planning Department, the draft plan would be kept open for objections and suggestions.
This plan has been prepared by taking into consideration the overall perspective of the state of Goa as a long-term vision. Now, as Charles has explained and Edgar has also explained, that this plan is a draft regional plan which will be submitted to the Town Planning Board and then shall be made open for the public for suggestions 90 days period, within which time these plans will be sent to the taluka level, district level, and also to the Gram Panchayat level. And each one will have his right to comment on this plan.
The Goa State in charge of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Rajiv Pratap Rudy, today appreciated the efforts of the state BJP workers and the contribution of the people of Goa towards the Bihar flood relief program initiated by the Goa BJP.
And they have done a tremendous job. I must appreciate the support given by the Goans here, from all caste and community, from all fraternity. That huge support has been given by the Goans to Bihar relief. I must thank and I must say the active effort of the state president and the person who is organizing is